In this video, I'll be sharing with you a requested tutorial on how to cut this stylish gathers gown with an underbust corset belt. So if this is something you like, kindly hit on the subscribe button. And this dress is from Mara's Fashion on TikTok. So to start, we're going to draft the upper part, which is my shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust, and shoulder to waistline of this pattern. And also for the sleeve of this dress is directly attached to the shoulder of the dress. I'm going to start by marking my shoulder divided by 2. My shoulder is 14 divided by 2, I have 7. I'll come down by 1 inch. Go ahead to mark a basic neckline of 3 inches, and I'll be using 2.5 inches or 2 inches because this dress is a turtle neckline. Now if you don't want your neckline to gape, you can go ahead to use 2.8 by 2.5 inches. So next, I'll find my chest line, which is my bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. I'll place my ruler and draw a straight line there. Now I'll place back my tape and mark my shoulder divided by 2. Now go ahead to place and connect to the upper part. So I'll divide my armhole into 2 and come out by 1/2 inch. Here I'll mark my round bust circumference divided by 4. Now I'll connect from there to the 1/2 inch and all the way to the upper part of my shoulder. Now after I'm done marking that, the next step I'll take is to go ahead to mark out the neckline. I'll now place my curved drill and I'll go ahead to connect, right? So after I'm done connecting at this point, you can cut out the collar of your dress probably when you're done sewing. Now I'll mark my bust circumference divided by 4 and add a sewing allowance. There's no dart on this dress, and I'll mark my under bust circumference divided by 4 and add my sewing allowance, and mark my waist circumference divided by 4, add my sewing allowance. After that, I'll place my ruler and I'll connect this all the way going to the under bust and bust area. Now for the extension on this shoulder, you can use from at least 3.5 to 2.5 inches. It totally depends on how out you want yours to be. So I'll just go ahead to connect this all the way to the armhole of the dress this way. Now after I'm done marking this, I'm done with cutting out the upper part. Now you're going to cut this, place it on your dress pattern, place it on your fabric and cut this out, because we are still going to use this to cut the under bust belt of this dress. So after this, I'll just go ahead to cut out this part, and this is what I have. Now I marked out a zipper allowance in front. You can use 1.5 to 2 inches. Now all I'll do is to place back my pattern, and I'm going to go ahead to trace this out at the under bust area. Now I'll go ahead to also trace out the side, the shoulder, the sleeve of this dress, and I'm going to go ahead to extend the neckline to 1 inch at the back. Now after marking that, I'll just go ahead to cut out this pattern, but before doing that, I'll mark 1/2 inch at the zipper, extend it all the way up. This is to get rid of the zipper bulge at the back of the dress. Now I'll just go ahead to cut out my pattern, and after cutting this, go ahead to transfer it on your dress, because you also use this pattern to cut out the back part of the under bust belt. Now for the lower part of this dress, you're going to go ahead to measure from the waist to the full length of your dress, and you're going to cut out 3 yards for it. Now if you're working on someone that is bigger in size, you can use 4 yards for the person. Now let's go ahead and cut out the underbust belt. Now to cut out the underbust belt, know that our pattern is on fold, so I added an extension starting from the waistline of this pattern. So from here, I'll mark 3 inches after my waistline and mark 4.5 inches here. Now I'll just go ahead and connect this all the way to the lower part of my pattern. Right now at the upper part, all I'll do is just to underline the underbust, and I'll cut this out, then go ahead to cut out the underbust. Go ahead to create your boning channels on it. Now after this, we're moving over to the back. Now underline the underbust too. Now after that, come down by 3 inches again from the waistline, because if you notice what we have there is a bit lower than the waistline. From the zipper part, I marked 4 inches. Now I'll go ahead to cut this out. After cutting this, from my zipper to mark the lacing, I'll come in by 1.5 or 2 inches, draw out a straight line, and I'm going to go ahead to mark this. This will be serving for the lacing at the back, and I'll cut it out. So this is the end of today's video.